would say, what the hell, Guido, are you doing in a Fiat 500 Abarth? But I have to say, I just want to give you guys a good laugh, squeezing myself into this small little car, which I have to say, I've been in sports cars, namely Lamborghinis, which are much, much tighter than this little car here. Especially when we talk about headroom, I still have a little bit of wiggle room up my head here. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Abarth, and apart from the fact that I think that Abarth has the coolest logo of any automotive brand with a scorpion here, it is just really interesting. So Karl Abarth, that's his original name, was born actually not in Italy but in Vienna, Austria, before his family became Italian, got the citizenship, and he was becoming famous as Carlo Abarth. And he focused on small capacity cars, not just Fiats but also Alfa Romeos and sim cars, and also built a few of his own cars for racing, and he was highly successful. In some years his cars achieved more than 500 racing victories, which I think is saying a lot. The brand was sadly losing its success when people were demanding bigger cars with bigger engines, which was not their philosophy. So in 1971 Fiat took over Abarth, and Carlo Abarth lived until 1979, then he sadly died, and I believe his last wife is still managing his foundation. And Fiat yet took the name, and in the past decade or so started to build high performance versions of its cars, not just the 500 but also the Punto, for example, and the Spider, using the Abarth name again. And yeah, I just think that for a small car brand like Fiat, this was definitely the right choice to bring the name back. What I really like about this car is, apart from this really raspy and awesome sounding Akrapovic exhaust, just the whole racy feeling of it, you know? So you get inside here, you have these very, very supportive Sabolt bucket seats here with a carbon fiber back, which look excellent. You see this Alcantara and carbon fiber steering wheel, and you instantly have a racy feeling. And yeah, the car has really nice aluminium pedals and this aluminium gear knob, and everything is just really, really easy to use. It's actually not that different to a normal Panda or 500. The gearbox is super, super easy to shift. Has a nice feeling to it actually. Could have, maybe even a short shifter to have a little bit less travel, but even so, I mean, it's such a forgiving clutch, and it's such a forgiving transmission. It's just super, super enjoyable to use. And yeah, the steering is interesting for the fact that this car is quite a big turning circle actually. That's one of its flaws. You only have, I believe, 2 turns from lock to lock, and yeah, I feel like I've driven SUVs that have a better turning circle than this car. I don't know what they were doing here. And the steering, could be a little bit more direct, but then again, if it was set up more direct, then I guess people would wrap these around trees much, much more often if the steering was faster and more direct. Yeah, you can really hustle this gearbox and just punch the gears in, rev match your downshifts, and it feels so wieldy. Yeah, this car is really agile. The problem is that the ESP can't be switched off in this car, and it is sadly a little bit restrictive, so you definitely notice that the car is more capable than what the system is allowing it to. But then again, in the faster corners, you sense that it has still a little bit of body roll. And with this high roofline in relation to the short wheelbase, it feels a little bit sketchy, I have to say. So yeah, probably the right choice to give it this ESP system that can't be switched off. But the sound of this exhaust and this short gearing are just so much fun on the back road. This little turbo engine, 1.4 liters, starts to come on boost at around 3,500 RPM, and then goes to around 6.5, 7,000 RPM. Feels quite punchy. Under 3,500 RPM, you can still, you know, short shift, and you have decent torque, and this car is just so light that the power feels always pleasant. But yeah, because the turbo takes a little bit of time until it comes on in a few more revs, I guess in a few situations you would expect this car to feel faster even. But even so, when you squeeze it out, it becomes a lot of fun. It's just so enjoyable to drive something that has a bit of history around it still, and a pedigree with all these racy parts that are on it that feels like they want to give you something special, you know. And I don't know, I guess there are so many nice clubs, and you will always meet nice people that are open to talk with you with a car like that. And it's hard, it's kind of hard to put a price on that, I think. Paying over 30,000 euro for this one here, the Esseesse, is definitely too much money. But then again, I'm asking you back, where do you get something with as much history and as much racing pedigree, with as many racing parts actually from the factory? I think this definitely feels more special to me than a Fiesta ST, or maybe something like a Mini Cooper.